Bless now, people. Don't forget to rest now. There's ROCKSTEADY, King of the Pit TV, signing in. Gojira, From Mars to Sirius was the record. It wasn't directly recommended on the Patreon by Matteo, but I got a message inquiring about Gojira stuff, so I thought, you know what? We'll tickle a little bit onto the channel. We'll start where we left off, essentially. I did a few, if not quite a few, songs off of this record back when this channel first started. But we weren't going through entire albums at that point. We're just doing it song by song, really, bouncing back and forth from recommendations. So I thought, you know what, we'll bang on the whole record. Now, I did have 10 tracks on this playlist, which is like the actual label playlist. So it's legitimate, but it states one unavailable video. Now, I don't know what that unavailable video is, but we've done 10 tracks. Supposedly there was 11 on the playlist. Maybe it was just, you know, a B-side, if not a tour documentary video or something. Sometimes they throw them on, don't they? But let's talk about this record. This is Gojira's claim to fame, right? Like, as far as I'm concerned, my perspective of this band is this, like, their pinnacle. This is where they got known. This is what people reference when they reference this band. And I'm not speaking about, I don't know many people into Gojira, but I just do know the general perception, and I understand music marketing to some degree as to where I know that this has been the brand that's been pushed out more so than the other Gojira projects. Whether it be in the past, if it not now. Production-wise, it's pretty good. It's very stable, nice and even. Every instrument has, you know, got a likeness as far as the levels are concerned, as far as the audacity is concerned. Don't feel like we're pushing anything more than the other. Initially, when we started, it felt like the vocals maybe were a little bit quiet in relation to the instrumental, but as we finished the record, I can't complain. Gojira, am I the only person who associates this band with heaviness? With me associating this band with heaviness and listening to this record, I come to realise that they don't have that many super heavy moments. When they do have them, it's very heavy. Very heavy. But most of the heaviness is, you know, not like the world's heaviest band. But yeah, there are some great heavy moments. I mean, what do we have to say, really? Quite progressive in nature, and by progressive I mean, you know, structurally ambiguous, a fair amount of dynamic changes, clean tonalities or overdriven tonalities, and solemn, melancholic, atmospheric moments leading into just brutality, just heaviness, death metal. To put it simply, a lot of death metal heads will like, no man, Gojira's not death metal. Bruh, there's some death metal on this record. I don't care what you're saying. Single line guitar lines. They do that well. This is a band that can perform of a higher standard technically, but they don't. They do what they do well. They reel it back. They minimalize what they can do and emphasize on what works. And that's the groove, that's the heaviness, that's the minimalistic simplicity this band puts forward. And not minimalistic in the sense that it's just dull, it's not. But they don't go out of their way to show off whatsoever. When you know they can do. You know they can do. The drumming, tight, some of the fills are fantastic. The guitar lines, the use of dual guitars, really good. Like I said, without showing off, we're not listening to Iron Maiden, but we're listening to two guitars ringing off and creating this soundscape and this atmosphere that really works. With that being said, well, let's continue on, because I've got a few things to say, and I'm going to give it a point up as well, due to the fact I've got quite a few things to say. Sometimes you'll listen to a record and you'll say, yeah, this was alright, that was alright, didn't think too much of that, blah, 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 blah. But this has got a lot of different elements that we can discuss. The vocals, I prefer him when he's just doing the metal. I like that low, dirty death metal. But Gojira wouldn't be Gojira. It wouldn't be able to market themselves to the grand market they have if it was just strictly death metal. But I prefer that to the like the shouty vocals. You know, I'm not bothered about them. But they're like the majority of the vocals. It is what it is. It is what it is. I'll rate this record, or at least the 10 tracks I heard. You know what? I'll give it a 6.5 out of 10. I'd give it a 7 if we replaced a little bit of the interlude and the bridging sections with just riffs. Personally, I'd give it a 7 if it was more just like heavy riffs. On global warming, I didn't care for the tapping. Get rid of the tapping, just give it a riff. Track number 2 is like an interlude unicorn. Just make it a riff. What else did we have? Was it the outro to Where Dragons Dwell? Potentially it was the outro to that. It's like 2 minutes long. Just make it a riff. You know where I'm coming from. On that note, I'm signing out, people. One love.